G'day, cricket fans. Have you ever wondered what Winsto is doing to promote women's cricket? Perhaps you're thinking about getting your daughter to give cricket a go. Well, thanks to our friends at Manor Real Estate, our next instalment of Winsto Wonders focuses on the women's game. Join me for a 10-minute chat with a former Gold Coast Dolphins batter and an enthusiastic young fast bowler as we look at the growth of female cricket. This is Winsto Wonders. Have you ever wondered what Winsto Cricket is doing for female cricket? Well, we've got two special guests with us today. We have Winston Hills Cricket Club Female Cricket Coordinator, Bernadette Robson, and an up-and-coming player, Isabella Pace. Thanks, Bernie and Bella, for your time.
Thank you, Justin.
We might start with you, Bernie. We've seen some tremendous growth in female participation in cricket for our club over the past couple of years. What would you put that down to? Why do you think we're seeing that growth?
Yeah, we've seen a big exposure nationally in women's sport in general. And over the last 3 or 4 years, it's been really quite targeted at the women and looking at those role models. So I expect a little bit of that is driven from the national campaigns that do go, but our club as itself has continued to grow quite considerably after the last sort of 3 years. And we've got some really passionate people that have played themselves and are in committees, they're coaches, their support crews, and they have wonderful daughters that are also interested in the game, and they really want to get in there and amongst it as much as they can. So with the launch of programs such as, we have the Junior Blasters and the Master Blasters, and the development of an actual female competition has led our Winsto club to actually, look to see what's around and what we could do. And we had a bit of a dream, and we're getting there. So we've been definitely over the last few years. So 2018 was when we really kicked it off here for Winston Hills. Yep. We had some wonderful committee members in Julie May and Cameron Laurie that really thought, well, here's a group of people that just are not being exposed to the game, and what can we do to help that little bit of a gap within our player base. So they established in 2018 our very first female team. Craig Jens, who's still coaching with us in our female contingent, supported by being the coach and getting as many girls as he possibly could, as well as the club launching into those programs. So from 2018 to now, we have 4 wonderful teams that are running around on the paddock on a Saturday afternoon, and they are in different stages. So we have a stage 1, which is our sort of beginner base, learning the game, playing out there for fun, rotating in all positions, being quite inclusive, and just enjoying the game. And now in our stage 2, it is also developing in the association, so it's becoming more competitive. So the girls have the opportunity to utilise the skills that they've learned through the years, and now putting that into competitive, getting points, winning premierships, those type of things that all sports enjoy at the end. Yeah, so we are developing.
We've certainly the Master Blaster program and the stage 1 format, which is more conducive to giving it a go, experiencing every different part of batting, bowling, fielding, wicket keeping, as you said. That's been a great way to get girls into it. What about for those girls then who move on to stage 2? Is there a pathway for them to end up going on to state cricket and maybe representing the country?
That's a very good question, Justin. It's absolutely. So there's a couple of different avenues for our young ladies. Some of it more competitive, some of it just continue to play what we call sort of grassroots cricket and continuing in sort of the local area. So we have worked quite closely with the Parramatta District Cricket Association, as well as our grade club. So we're a feeder club for the Parramatta Women's Grade Club. So they are hosting teams in Division 3, through to Division 1, which is quite significant, and lots of players at elite level at that level. So we're developing our players by introducing them to Cricket New South Wales elite coaches that are going through the coaching programs, and they're level 1 to level 3 coaches, and hopefully getting some players into our local representative teams as well. So we have a Molly dive competition which runs for the under 13, and that's a rep team for the association, and we also have Margaret Peden, which is our under 15s group. They merge from there into an under 18s area, which is called Brewers as a competition. And that's where is really the feeder clubs to the big grades and the Cricket New South Wales. So there is national sort of selections at that 15 and the 18 age groups. And the girls have the opportunity to be exposed to that along that pathway, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very good. Well, Bella, how about for you? When did you first start playing cricket? And what is it about cricket that you love?
I first started playing cricket in late 2019, early 2020, and you were my coach for the first season. Yeah, so I've been playing since then. So from that season, I just went on to the next season. And what I really love about cricket is the team aspect.
Yeah.
I really like playing in a team, having the support of one another. Coming from tennis, it's more of a independent, individual style kind of sport. Like you're just there by yourself and you just have to focus. Whereas cricket's more, you're brought together by the sport and you're encouraging each other rather than just having yourself there. So that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'd love to claim that I taught you everything you know, but I think your dad's probably got a bigger claim on that than me. What about, do you like watching cricket on TV? Do you watch the Aussie women? Do you watch the Women's Big Bash League?
Yeah, I watched the WBBL. The Indian versus Australian teams just finished off their series, so that was really good to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a game live?
Yeah, I went to one in 2019, the India versus Australia T20 International.
Yeah, great.
That's the first and the only game that I've been to. So yeah, that was a good game. A lot of big hits. So yeah.
Very good. Inspirational to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Elise Perry is a name that stands out above all others in my book because her statistics are not just compared to the women, but she ends up in top 10 lists when compared to the men as well. Do you have a favourite player that's inspiring you to get better and enjoy playing your cricket?
I really enjoy watching Elisa Healy and in the men's Marnus Lumbershane. They're both very batting, keeping. I really like to watch them.
That's great. Well, you've got a perfect surname for being an opening fast bowler. Do you bowl fast or are you more of a batter? What do you enjoy most?
I enjoy both batting and bowling, but I prefer bowling more than batting. Yeah, I bowl medium fast pace. Yeah.
I think you're being a little bit humble there. I've seen you bowl. It's pretty quick, let me tell you. Let's jump back to you now, Bernie. Have you had any feedback from parents of girls who've given cricket a go, even though perhaps their daughter wasn't mad about cricket? And what are they saying? Why have they tried Winston Hills and what are they saying about the experience?
Yeah, we've had some really good feedback from our parent base and those that even are not actually parents of Winston Hills that are playing with our community sports. So we have exposed to several clubs around us, obviously, when we play. And the feedback that we're getting is how much it's not just about the game itself. It's just about the club culture and how much we sort of gel together and really sort of support one another and support the opposition. So it becomes a community within itself. And you sort of have a lot of relationships with the parents. You're there, for the 2 to 4 hours, depending on which game that you're playing, and you really get to connect. And it becomes it's almost a family in those. And especially when we have 2 Winsto girls teams in both competitions at the moment, where we play against each other. It's that camaraderie, it's that fun, and yes, there's a little bit of competitive spirit in there, but it's all part of the game and all part of the fun, and we just really, gel together, which that culture that the club has is what drove me here in the first place. So
that's great. Did you play yourself when you were younger, Bernie?
I did. Long before the children were around. It's also how I met my husband. I played all the way through school. I helped to establish our local competition there for girls. And started the competition. And then I moved to the Gold Coast for university. And whilst I was at Gold Coast, a friend of mine asked whether I would play cricket with her again in a men's competition, because it was all that was available at the time. And I only had the car. So being uni students, the person that got the car, we got invited to lots of things. And I started the game up again there. So I have been involved with the Dolphins on the Gold Coast, and I still hold. I was looking through the stats because of this interview today, Justin, and had a bit of a giggle that some of my stats are still there. So Delissa Kimmins has only recently, and I say recent, it's 2013, 14, has beaten my highest score within the Gold Coast Dolphins. So I have been absolutely bred and born into cricket. My parents didn't play sport. But Dad was a great sports lover, and we used to sit there and watch every game possible. And, Test cricket was what it was, to Mum's disgust, while we're sitting there watching 5 days straight, and nothing else was allowed. But that's definitely been part of the game for a very long time.
And have you imparted some of that wisdom onto your own kids?
I'd like to hope so, that some of it's me. Husband also plays, but Joshua's now playing he's in the sort of 17s age group, but has been playing quite well and into a lot of rep teams. And Kayla has started to establish herself as a young cricketer as well, and into the rep teams last year for the the Molly Dive competition with the under 13s. And my youngest picked it up last year and has thoroughly enjoyed it, and originally was playing just because everybody else did, and now it's, can I get back on the paddock? I want to get there and want to be with my friends again. So that's what it's all about, is just that development connection.
I think it's every parent's right to claim their children's success as partly down to them. So congratulations on what you're doing through your kids. I've got a sneaky suspicion that out of this club one day in the not too distant future, we're going to see one of our females representing at a very high level. So that's exciting for all of us, and for players like you, Bella. I just want to thank both of you for your time tonight, and we look forward to seeing Bella out on the field. And Bernie, thanks for all the organisation behind the scenes you do to promote the game for the girls of Winston Hills.
Thank you very much, Justin.
Thank you.
Bye.